So coming from a lineage, or let me say a culture, where we believe so much in the effectiveness of hot water, I know that in Ghana here and some African countries, especially for West African countries, after delivery, women are made to sit on hot water so that if there's any wound over there, the whole thing will come back into its pre-pregnant state. So join me today on Midwife's Diary as we delve into whether sitting on hot water is good for every woman after delivery or not. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Evelyn and I'm a registered midwife. This is Midwife's Diary, and on Midwife's Diary we talk about everything maternal and newborn care. If this is your first time here, hey, welcome to the channel. We are so glad you could join us today. So as I was saying earlier, today we are discussing whether sitting on hot water is actually good for every woman after delivery or not. So before we even delve into that whole conversation, I just want to explain something to you. So during labor, especially in the second stage of labor, that is when the baby is coming out. And as you know, the baby usually in a normal state will come out with the head and not the buttocks or the leg or any other part. The normal presenting part is the head of the baby. But sometimes the head could be too big or the shoulders could be too large. So let's say the head has already come out, so definitely the neck is out, but the shoulders could be impacted or something. Or sometimes the baby will not be coming with the head, but rather the leg. So we have, that is a breech presentation, and we have thighs. We have the frank breech where the baby extends both legs upwards. We have the complete breech where the baby flexes the knees, and then we have the footling where the baby will just be bringing one leg outside. So with this one, the maneuvers and the whole childbirth process is going to be a bit different. So in all cases that I mentioned, you might need to open up the opening of the birth canal just a little bit so that the space over there is going to widen so that the baby will be able to come out. So this opening that we give to the vagina to widen it up a little bit so that the baby will be able to come out is known as an episiotomy. So an episiotomy is a surgical incision. It's also known as periotomy. It's a surgical incision that is giving to the opening of the vagina so that the place will widen up a little bit so that the baby will be able to come out. Sometimes too, when the mother is not able to push very well, and let's say the baby is in distress, the baby is not able to breathe well, and we need to expedite the delivery and then bring the baby out very fast, we sometimes open the space a little bit so that we'll be able to just pull the baby out fast so that the baby will be able to leave. And sometimes too, let's say we are doing an assisted delivery where we have to use vacuum to extract the distance. If you've watched this movie 3 Idiots, you understand that mechanism of a vacuum delivery. So I'll explain that later. Or let's say a forceps delivery where you have to put instruments there to help bring the baby out. Let's say the mother is not able to push, or maybe she's exhausted or something. So in all these cases, you might need to open up the opening of the birth canal just a little bit so that there will be room and space there for you to be able to conduct the delivery effectively to save both the mother and then the baby. So after this opening is done, we have to suture it back, or let me say you have to stitch it back. I'll say a sign pump so that the place will come back to the way it was. So you see, what is used in suturing the whole opening that was given is a special kind of suture, and this kind of suture is usually the one that is used in cesarean sections, where these days the kind of suture that they use after that, you won't have to go back and for them to remove the stitches from it and all of that. It will just melt and then be part of your body. So that's the type that we also use for suturing and episiotomy. So for that kind of suture, when you sit on hot water, it will melt. So let's say we've just given the whole episiotomy, we've done the suturing, and the episiotomy has not healed yet, and the whole place has not closed enough yet, and you go home and then sit on hot water, the heat will melt the stitches and then the episiotomy would give. So in that case, should every woman after delivery sit on hot water or not? I guess you rightly know this answer right by now. So apart from not sitting on hot water, also you're supposed to be changing your pads often so that there won't be blood accumulated in your pad for a very long time, because definitely it's a wound. So if there's blood accumulated there for a very long time, it will be a medium for the growth of bacteria and then organisms, so that the place is going to be smelling, and then the episiotomy can also get infected. And then lastly, don't be inserting things into your vagina during this period. So you probably might not want to use a tampon, but rather use these obstetric pads that are on the market these days. I think in Ghana here we usually use those ones. It just flat like the normal pads that you use for your menses. And you might want to stay away from sexual intercourse during this period until the episiotomy is fully healed. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So in the absence of sitting on hot water, what you can actually do is this. You can use lukewarm water to just wash the place when you're taking your bath. You don't need to put camphor in it or anything. Maybe you can just put a little bit of Savlon in it. But even if you don't have it, and it's just clean lukewarm water that you're using to bath, you just use it to clean the place, just like the way you clean the place. But please don't be inserting your hand into the vagina. That's not what I'm trying to say, but just washing the place like the normal washing that you use. Into the me patching in anything. And your baby, I will be an also so share so. So, we and I answer was say, and I say, was say, and say, am I am pam, am I am pam, dear, fine. Who bit months and so share so. But so was it say, and I a pam ye dear, I didn't hear the pam ye. Emre to the stain say, what's not so share so, ning na benani, into sending nan and as a chrono yan woo ya. A baby, see a bema, a ho, I kese. Now, fe chrono so enwu. Into no. Say ye chai, and ye pammy, and I say, and one at say, and ye pammy, me pasho. Only so share yet now so no any chakabia. Name do bit mine say, wouldn't sue the day, not the horwasi, a brow quack dry, and one. It's not just with someone who has had an episiotomy and has been seized that won't sit on hot water. If you had a tear, let's say they didn't do the cutting themselves, but let's say as they were the whole process of childbirth was going, there were some tears in the birth canal, and then they seized it for you. You are also not supposed to sit on hot water. You also follow the whole mechanism I talked about. So guys, I hope you learned something from this video. Please consider subscribing to the channel, like this video, and please leave a comment in the comment section below. As you know, this is Midwife's Diary, and we are walking the talk of motherhood. Bye.